weather here.
5 o'clock on this Monday, May 13th. Thank you for joining us. I'm Kirsten Delgado. And I'm Alexa Lorenzo. We get you going with certified meteorologist Brian Shields in Severe Weather Center 9.
Good morning. I hope you had a good weekend.
Well, it's Monday.
All the way into tonight, we'll see some spotty rain.
I'll see you outside.
So want to track that. The rain chance will get.
Well, good morning, everybody. It's me, Mitch. Welcome to Old Guy in the Morning. So here we are. It's Monday morning, May the 13th. It is 8 o'clock in the morning, a full 3 hours. A full 3 hours since I got up. Monday morning. I look forward to these Monday mornings. And before I get too deeply into it, I think it's important that I give you all this warning. And it's if you're triggered by old men smoking cigars, occasional ranting, and common sense, please leave the room now. Thought that would be a little public service announcement on my part. I've got a bunch of stuff here to talk about today. But first, excuse me while I light my cigar. I love this lighter. Oh, that's better. And I think it's time for a little coffee. This is going to be my new Monday morning coffee cup. I think it's appropriate. I think it's very appropriate. One might think that I'm purposely trying to offend virtually everybody. That may be true. And it may be true because it's refreshing every once in a while to just say what's on your mind. It's freeing. It's freeing not to have to keep it in. Everybody else is trying to keep it in and be nice and everything, and nobody ever really knows what they're thinking. Had a lawyer once told me, Mitch, you know what I like about you? Whatever's on your mind just comes right out of your mouth. And as I've gotten older, I've decided that it's too much work to act. It's too much work. Just be who you are. And you know what? If people don't like it, they don't have to have anything to do with you. And it finally, that finally dawned on me after doing this YouTube thing for a while, trying not to offend anybody, trying to make sure that everybody thought I was just some pure as the driven snow kind of guy. Then I finally let it out that I actually smoked cigars, and I got my share of disapproval, and that just pissed me off. It felt good to basically tell the world, if you don't like it, go away. And I ended up with maybe fewer followers, maybe fewer subscribers, but I gotta tell you, I got the greatest group of followers on the planet Earth, because these people are not Karens. These people will let me be who I want to be. And if they respect me for what I say, or they love me because I help them, they're not going to let all of this other nonsense get in the way of that. And if they're so petty, obsessive, self-absorbed, judgmental, that the first little thing they think about me, like maybe I'm not religious enough, maybe I smoke cigars. I'd rather that they not be in my world. And I got to tell you, my community, as far as I'm concerned, is the best. So thank you all so much. And before I get back to being mean, let me thank everybody for the support that you've given this channel by using my Amazon links. It's meant a lot to me, and it's enabled me to purchase a brand new mixer to help make my live streams better. I never wanted to spend the money for it, but as long as this channel can pay for itself, I'll do what I can to keep upping the quality of the video, trying to make it more entertaining. So thank you again. Thank you so much. Doesn't mean I want you to stop using those links. Keep using them. It really helps. All right, let's look at my notes. Okay, I want to show you something. You know, I get my YouTube feed every day, my recommendations, what YouTube recommends, my subscription feed. And I've talked about this many times, and I keep talking about it. I tell you not to eat what they call carnivore or keto versions of food that's addictive to you. And I took a picture of this with my cell phone, and I'm going to insert it here. Here you have 2 of the kind of videos I'm talking about. These things are destructive. Don't watch them. They are triggers for your addictions. If you're going to be a carnivore, be a carnivore. Don't be a carnivore hanging on to eating all the foods that got you in this trouble in the first place. And I keep comparing this to being an alcoholic. And can you imagine an alcoholic that only limits himself to 1 drink a day? That's not possible. If you can limit yourself to 1 drink a day, you are not an alcoholic. If you can eat a small amount of carbs and have it not trigger the binge of a lifetime, you are not a carb addict. Please stop telling me that the advice I give you doesn't apply to you, because you're better than that. You have willpower. You can avoid that stuff. You don't care if people eat. Well, great. You're not a friggin' carb addict, okay? I can do the same thing with alcohol. I don't tell alcoholics, I don't know why you can't not drink because I don't feel the need. Stop it. That's absurd. That's absurd. You're lucky. Just like an alcoholic can consider me lucky. I could care less if there was another drop of alcohol on this planet. I hate this stuff. Always have. I wanted to also comment about a trend I'm seeing in thumbnails. And I know that there are so many videos on YouTube telling us content creators how to get attention, how to make thumbnails. And there are so many programs like Canva and CapCut and all these other things that keep suggesting styles for thumbnails and how to splash big text and what colors to use to get attention. And it's important to get attention in your thumbnails. But you know what? I think we've gone too far when all the friggin' thumbnails start looking the same and you don't even know whose channel it is. So I'm going to play a little montage here real quick that I recorded just from the last day. Pictures I took of all these different thumbnails that look alike. And I think Anthony Chafee was the first one I saw using this style of thumbnail. And I used to recognize when I saw that style of thumbnail, it was a Chafee video. But now every friggin' body is using that style of thumbnail. And I got news for you. All their view counts are going down because people can't identify who it is by the style of the thumbnail. It's great if you're a YouTuber to have a style that's your own and not copy the style of everybody else's, so people recognize your videos. Stop it. My advice to you. And now, we get to the section of my video that everybody loves, comments from morons. And I'm not going to go too deep into this today, but I think the topic that has really torqued me off the most is the debate over sous videing in plastic bags. And I got a comment, and this is not from a moron. This is from one of my good viewers, being funny, a little sarcastic, and I love that. I am the president of the National Sarcastic Society, after all. And he said, and he said, LOL, you're the one who said sous vide in plastic is bad and put the bags on your list. I'm talking about those silicone rubber bags. Ha ha, just saying, love you, Mitch. Well, I love this guy. But I thought that since most people see these comments, I better give an answer that mirrors my attitude about people telling me what I'm doing wrong, even if it's in a joke. And I wrote back, I may have said that quite a while ago, certainly before I did a deep dive into the plastics that are dangerous. Since I found out that all of these new sous vide bags are BPA free and other chemical free, and that the low temperature of sous vide is not that much of a problem, my open mind, that's the key here, allowed me to change my opinion. Changing our opinion after educating ourselves is sorely lacking in most people, don't you think? LOL. And he wrote a very nice little reply for me. And I was happy. I was happy. That wasn't a comment from a moron. I said, well, I was, handled that pretty well, made my point. He accepted my point. We're still friends. He still compliments me, and that's great. And then the moron chimed in and said, plastic bags, don't think because you educated yourself that you are correct. That is what I'm talking about. Don't think that because you educated yourself that you are correct. I never said or intimated in any video about anything that I am the definitive example of correctness on that subject. I have always said. I said it in this post. I've said it on all my videos. What I give you is my opinion, folks. My opinion. That's all I talk about. I don't demand that you believe it. I don't enforce something that you follow. I tell you my experience, my opinion, what works for me. If you want to believe it, you can believe it. If you want to give it some consideration, give it some consideration. But please, please don't think I ever claim to be the final authority on anything, let alone something as complex and dynamic as health and human physiology. How many times do I need to make that clear? Doesn't matter. Those of you who don't get that and think that I'm coming out here telling what you have to do, you don't want to watch me. You don't want to watch me. The most any of us can give on any complex subject is our take and our opinion and our insight. It's up to you to decide whether any of that coming out of my mouth has any credibility. What else I got here? Not much more. Not much more. Oh, I want to tell you this last little story. Saved it for the end, after I have another sip from my coffee cup. Those of you who are overly sensitive, excuse me while I relight my cigar. This whole story requires a cigar. Okay, this is where I sit and watch YouTube most of the day. Maybe puff on a cigar, have a cup of coffee. When I'm not exercising, when I'm not out walking, when I'm not cooking, when I'm not filming videos, you probably find me here out on my porch because I don't like to smoke in the house. Now, it is screened in, but it still is outdoors. Well, one day, I'm sitting here. I don't know, this may be an indelicate story, but I find it interesting and somewhat amusing. I'm sitting here, minding my own business, when it feels like something stung me right on my ass. I've only been stung once before, and that was by a yellow jacket, and that was square in the center of my back when I was driving back from the flying field one day, and evidently a yellow jacket had flown into my car, landed on the back of my seat. I flew into the car immediately after and sat on this thing, or leaned back up against it, and it stung me twice right in the center of my back, and I never felt pain like that in my life. Well, this was like that. And I said, what the hell? Evidently, something had crawled, because I wear these little athletic shorts, something had crawled up my right leg, found my ass cheek, and stung me twice. It hurt like hell. I jumped up out of my chair. I looked around, I couldn't see it. I don't know where it went, what it was. I didn't even know if it was, but I couldn't believe it. And then it started like most bites do. It got swelled up, a little bump, and it started to itch like hell. And it itched like hell for a while. I went in and I put a little cortisone cream on it, and that helped a little. And I figured, oh, that was great. And over the course of the next 2 or 3 days, it still hurt, and it felt like the stinger, whatever it was still in there. Well, I didn't feel like going to the emergency room with a bee sting on my ass, so I just took care of it, and I hoped it would go away. And it went away, and then it got sore again, and it went away. Now, keep in mind, I'm telling you this from the perspective of somebody that's very proud of his good health. I try to live my life and do the things that allow me to be pain-free. And no matter what you do, reminds me of that old cozy, soft drink cozy I had that says, eat right, stay fit, die anyway. Well, I eat right, I try to stay fit. Yeah, I smoke cigars, but I don't think they hurt me. And I get stung on the ass by a bee or something, or bitten by a spider. And I'm thinking, well, maybe it is a spider bite. Holy shit, maybe this is serious. Maybe Like some of these spider bites, there's poison in there that causes necrotizing fasciitis, which is the flesh-eating bacteria. I said, if this doesn't get better, I need to get it looked at. So 4 weeks or more went by, and it came and went and came and went, and I finally just got fed up. Right before my birthday, I said, you know, this is absurd. I called my dermatologist, managed to get in to see him at 3 o'clock. He takes a look at it, takes a picture of it. I ordered a couple of 5x7s and an 8x10 glossy. And he says, we need to do I don't know what this is. He says, let's do a punch biopsy on it. And so he numbed me up and he cut something out of there and he put 4 stitches in it and put a Band-Aid on it. And it's been healing up since then. I'm now sitting on the Band-Aid. I got to go back Thursday to get the stitches taken out, and we'll see what it was. And hopefully this will be it once and for all. Life is full of these kind of things, no matter what you do, no matter how you plan. Something is going to come along and bite you firmly in your ass. Get used to it. And on that note, my friends, take the rest of the day off and eat meat.